there's a place for everyone in roller derby, and roller derby has a place in everyone's hearts. I couldn't imagine my life without wheels on my feet.
Middle.
It's a physical sport, but it's crazy because you can just bond with people that you've never met before. No judgment. Everyone's free. I like that. I can be myself.
A little bit lower. Today we covered the basics of roller skating as an entranceway into roller derby. A full contact, aggressive sport on old school roller skates.
It's a race between two people, and everyone else on the track are obstacles. So those two people are trying to get through everyone. It's like a normal sport, but the person is the ball.
It was scary because I thought I was gonna fall a lot, and I kind of did.
When you fall, just get up and keep back going and just put a smile on your face. They don't know it, but they're learning so well.
They understand you work real hard and you improve. We have 2 travel teams. Our all-stars right now are currently ranked number 2 in the world. Sometimes if you're doing an individual sport, it's up to you, but they understand it's up to the whole unit.
We could be enemies on the track, and once we're off the track, it's we could be best friends.
Cracklings make it nice and crunchy, and the yummy from the cheese curds. Then you get the smokiness from the pork, and then you have the gravy just covered with goodness, and it's not going to get any better than that. Whole hog, baby. My name is Danny. I'm one of the owners here at Pearl Southern Comfort, located in Edgewater, Chicago, here on the north side. Pearl was my great-grandmother. I grew up in Kansas, so one of my favorite foods is Kansas City barbecue. I always wanted to have a restaurant featuring barbecue. One of our best menu items is called our pulled pork poutine. Poutine is a traditional Canadian dish. When we were coming up for menu items, we actually were going to do it with French fries. We were all just having beers after work and brainstorming, and we decided this would really be elevated if we put it on pork skin. And we fried it up and tried it. We're like, that's a winner. We got to keep that. Cracklings make it nice and crunchy. We also feature Wisconsin cheese curds. Then you get the smokiness from the pork. And we also make our own boudin sausage in-house. So we take our liquid that we cook the boudin in, and then we make a gravy out of that. The poutine is
tender and crunchy.
People just come in here and they just can't believe that we're using the pork crackling on it.
Yeah, I think I like it better than French fries because this is crunchy.
You know, we just kicked it up to a new level. By using our own pulled pork, it really elevates it, as well as making our own gravy in-house. I think it just gives it a new twist.
It's a southern take on a good winter meal.
Whole hog, baby.
If someone's skydiving, you look up and watch. So it's a really good and efficient way to send a message.
Project 19 is
the best project ever.
It's basically a women's vertical world skydiving record, but it's so much more than that. In honor of the 19th Amendment Centennial History happening this year, we've decided to do a 100-way, which is a formation where women join hands flying in a head-down orientation towards the Earth. Because of coronavirus, we've actually had to delay the record to next year, but we're even more excited because we're going to make it a 101-way.
We're excited to do projects that inspire women and girls to live bold, brave lives.
Only 13% of skydivers are women.
And it's something that Sarah and I are passionate about changing.
The Highlight Pro Skydiving team is 11 women. We're doing demonstration jumps into events that are commemorating the 100-year anniversary of the 19th Amendment. The jump at Seneca Falls was such a beautiful and special event for all of us to be part of. It was the first place where a group of people got together to talk about the civil and political rights of women. And this is where a lot of ideas started that ultimately led 72 years later to the passing of the 19th Amendment.
I never really felt excluded from anything as a woman, and that's a privilege, that we've come to realize came with fighting over time, and that many cultures in the world are still fighting for those rights and privileges.
We have 3 more demonstration jumps planned. All of the events we have coming up are very special places and times linked to the passing of the 19th Amendment.
We love doing our part by inspiring women just to be themselves and choose to do the things they want and dream the dreams they want to dream and try and make them happen.
What's great about being in Harlem and being here amongst our neighbors is that we get everything for real. So we get real opinions and real thoughts about what we're doing, what we're creating, and if they love something, they're gonna let you know, and if they don't, they're gonna let you know.
Some of the marches, the part of the path was going down Lenox. That is an amazing sight to be seen, and we're seeing it from the windows.
Creates an opportunity for the microcosm of our neighborhood to come together to sort of think through and tease through these ideas. You are a part of so many people's lives. You are a part of the memories that they will make. You are a part of how they reward themselves. It's a very rewarding feeling.
The mission of Barbershop Books is to help young Black boys and other boys of color to identify as readers by connecting reading to a male-centered space and by involving men in boys' early reading experiences.
What is that book? What's it about?
The letters.
Barbershops are a cultural center, in many Black communities. Everybody has to come to the barbershop. And for boys, less than 2% of teachers in the United States are Black males, and a majority of Black boys are raised by single mothers. So you have a situation where a lot of boys don't necessarily have male reading models at school or at home, but a lot of those same boys go to the barbershop once or twice a month. And some boys, they actually see their barbers more than they see their fathers, right? And so you have this opportunity for barbers to kind of serve as reading role models for them. Every participating barbershop gets a colorful bookshelf that says Barbershop Books on the front. It lets people know that this barbershop is participating in the Barbershop Books program. Each bookshelf has a curated list of books that are recommended by boys. So we asked boys across Harlem what books they like to read, and based on those recommendations, we chose the books that barbers and children will see in the participating barbershops. So Barbershop Books is a community-based literacy program. We create child-friendly reading spaces in barbershops across the country. Right now we have reading spaces in about 211 barbershops across 54 cities and 20 states. So I was teaching first grade in the Bronx, and there's a barbershop across the street from my school. So one day I was getting a haircut, and one of my first graders walked into the shop, and he was just sitting there kind of doing nothing. And the whole time I was just thinking to myself, man, I wished I had a children's book to give him, but I didn't. And so it was kind of that moment that sparked the idea for Barbershop Books. We want children to say 3 words: I'm a reader. If you get the right types of books in front of children, many children will choose to read. I started with 1 barbershop in Harlem, and then 10 barbershops in Harlem. And then the next thing I knew, we were expanding outside of New York City and into numerous cities around the country.
It actually excites me because, it's good to see a kid interested in reading, as opposed to before where they would just not know what they wanted to do. And hear some of the younger kids get into the reading and learn a new word or something like that, it's fun. I actually kind of get into it too.
than 50 years, hungry customers have been waiting in line at this Long Island Massapequa staple, the All-American Drive-In. And today, I'm gonna take a bite into Long Island history.
Been in business since 1963, family owned and operated the entire time. So it's been a lot of work, and we continue to serve fresh food on a regular basis. People move away from Long Island. You know, they grew up in Long Island and they move away, but when they come back, they always stop into Massapequa and get their burger fix. You know, I see it a lot. People come in, they say, oh, I gotta come in and get my All-American, and then take it back to Florida or Colorado, California. It is nostalgic. And people like that, you know, the old-fashioned neon lights, and we haven't changed anything, really, in 55 years.
We've been coming here since I was in high school, and now I'm working as a photographer down the block, and we always make sure we stop here just to, you know, get our tradition to come to All-American, because it's been around since I was a kid.
We just love the food, and it's such an original place. There's no burgers like this. I love this place.
My favorite is a milkshake.
This is a landmark.
Start coming as a kid, you're gonna always want to come back. And the food is really good. I love that when you're in there, you can see them peeling the potatoes for the French fries.
It's a great, like, local family spot that's been around a long time. It's a good tradition, good food. It's like a great little place to stop if you're on the island and want to try something, you know, that's local to Long Island.